Welcome back, everybody. Today, we've got 10 people who've got a bad case of entitlement-itis. Yo, man, I love your comics. It's fire. Thanks, man. Appreciate that. So, can you, draw me in your cartoon style? Yeah, for sure. I would just need a picture of you, your favorite color, etc. Dope, for sure, for sure. And this is all free, right? Actually, no. I charge $20 for a cartoon, but I can get it done by tonight if I can get all your info now. $20? Damn, yo, ain't that good? Okay, not sure how you want me to respond to that, lol. I'm just saying, 20 bones is a lot for one of your goofy looking cartoons. Right, a cartoon that you asked for, though. So would that make you goofy too? Man, blank you. You're lucky I even hit your dumb up. I could do this way better than you. You know what? You're right. How could I ever refuse such a nice person like you? I'll do the cartoon if you don't worry about it. Yo, for real? Yeah, right after I finish climbing Mount Everest. Hit me back up in a year or two. Yo, whack anyway, bruh. I don't care what kind of art someone is creating. If you are approaching them and asking them to create something for you using their time, efforts, and materials, first of all, that costs money and materials. Second of all, that person is putting their time and energy into that project for you. And 20 bucks is too much for you? We've got a Facebook post for assorted bubble wrap. Hi, Chelsea. I would like to come pick up some wrap for a move in 2 weeks. Do you have some available? I'm in blank. Yeah, you can have the whole bag. I'm in blank. Great, thanks. What is your address? It's a condo building. The front doors stay unlocked to get into the vestibule. I'll leave the bag there with your name on it. Okay, I can come get it tomorrow. Is that okay? Yeah, whenever you like. Okay, may try to come this afternoon. Just don't want people to complain if the bag is there. Thanks so much. Hi, Chelsea. I just picked up the bag. Would you have any more? I have a big move and I thought the bag was larger and I drove from Whitby to pick up. I wouldn't advertise this for people to drive out here, honestly. It's a small bag of bubble wrap. I spent 40 minutes this morning to drive out here for a tiny bag. Dude, it's free and exactly as pictured. It looks bigger in the picture and you live far. If people are moving, they generally require a larger amount. It doesn't make sense at all. If you think you are helping people, you are not and should reflect on that. Thanks for this amount, but really not helpful. It is not good energy to put out to people that, dude, it's as pictured. Very immature and irresponsible. I mean, that's a pretty decent sized bag of bubble wrap. That looks like a very large takeaway bag. And it was free. I don't know how much a decent amount of bubble wrap costs, honestly, but if you're trying to get it for free, maybe you should have thought about that before you drove 40 minutes out of your way. I'm here to inform you that I need someone to sponsor on me going to South Korea. It's so boring and so cheap here in the Philippines, and I want to go to South Korea and spend my time. I need money to let that happen. You can PM me if you're interested. If you won't give me money, then leave the fandom or being a K-pop stan because selfish people don't belong here. Oh well, that's all for now. I will be waiting till midnight. Please don't take too long. How on earth are you going to have the audacity to ask people for money so that you can travel to a different part of the world and then call them selfish if they don't want to give you their hard-earned money so that you can do something more exciting with your life without actually earning the opportunity to do so? Why don't you do something to generate income for yourself so that you can travel the world? If you're a creator on social media, you could even document that experience. Father's Day meals. So at a local city event, a family decided to offer around a dozen or so Father's Day meals from their little local restaurant, as in food platters. In order to win one, people could nominate why their dad deserves a nice plate of food. Lady talks about her husband's life trials and goodness and says how handy a dozen meals would be for the family. When the family explained it was one per dad, Lady flipped out and said the restaurant family doesn't care about feeding families. They're giving away a dozen meals. I mean, that's probably $15 a pop that they're just giving away. Yeah, sure, there's definitely a marketing campaign to it, but they're also giving back to the community at the same time while doing so. And you think that your family deserves 12 free meal platters. My fiance and I are looking to elope in Salt Lake City Flats. No family or friends, just an officiant. Our idea was to have it styled up and have it open to photographers and other vendors willing to do it as a styled shoot. I'll pay for florals and setups and just charge each photographer a small rate to shoot. as long as we get the photos in return. In what world do you think a photographer is going to take the time to travel to you for a photo shoot and then pay you for the opportunity? Who do you think you are to think that you can charge people to do you a favor? Got a marketplace listing for a pair of elegant side tables. I would appreciate a refund of the $25. I did not see the dimensions and it really should read petite, cute, or small so people know. At minimum, put a note in there to ensure they read your dimensions. Elegant side tables are not typically looked at being half the size of a normal side table. That was 2.5 hours of driving. I'm sorry this didn't work out. I clearly put the dimensions of the tables in the description of my post. That is the most accurate way to communicate their size. I cannot control whether or not you read the description or how long you had to drive. Full deposits are non-refundable because I took the item off the market to give you preference over other interested buyers and as your indication of commitment to the transaction. I hope you're able to find something else that works for your space. Your response is pretty telling on the type of person you are. Considering you paid a deposit to confirm your interest in the purchase of an item, I think it's more telling the type of person you are that you're going to pay the deposit to confirm your interest in purchasing an item without actually doing all of the research. Looking at the description of a Facebook Marketplace item is not that difficult and would have saved you 2.5 hours and $20. It is not the seller's fault that you jumped the gun on something and lost $20 because you couldn't read. Got a Reddit post about a millionaire beggar. Graphic designer here, been contacted by the assistant of a local entrepreneur, a pretty rich one, regarding one of his restaurants. Hey, can you help us with blank? Sure. Do you have a budget for this project? Dinner? I'm in. It's better to meet IRL and work on a plan together. No. We're offering you dinner as payment. I swear I'm not joking. In what world do you think that someone who does graphic design for a living is going to accept dinner in return for your graphic design project? And considering you are a rich, successful entrepreneur, you'd think that maybe you wouldn't be so cheap. I need a couple new babysitters for my daughter. The shifts will be split into 3 days each. The times will be from 12 p.m. until 11:15-ish p.m. Monday through Wednesday and Thursday through Saturday. The pay is $15 a day, $45 a week, and $90 bi-weekly as I get paid bi-weekly. This is due to the rising cost of gas lately. Please private message me if you are interested. I have a very sweet 6-year-old daughter who loves to be active as much as possible. She does take medication twice a day, every day. She takes it by herself in the mornings, and the babysitter will be required to give her night medication on time every night to keep her routine. Must have a working phone to contact me or my boyfriend, who is basically her dad at all times. You will meet us both in person for an interview at our home in Willard. The babysitter will watch her while my boyfriend and I go to work. If need be, one of us can take the sitter home after we get off work. We need these new babysitters as soon as absolutely possible. Must have at least 2 recent references that I can contact for verification purposes. So you basically want to hire a full-time babysitter for $1.36 an hour? In what world do you think that that is an acceptable amount of money to pay someone to watch out for the well-being of your child? And look, I understand that professional childcare is insanely expensive, but I'm pretty sure if you paid at least the minimum wage to a teenager who is looking for a babysitting gig, they would be more than happy to do that. And that would still be a whole hell of a lot cheaper than typical childcare costs. And just because you think your child is easy to take care of doesn't mean that you can shortchange the person who is watching out for their well-being. Want a female model who can make amazing TikTok videos wearing my jewelry. She has to return the pieces and it's an unpaid task. If interested, send me details or any videos you had made before I had 25,000 followers. Let me know if anyone interested. How cheap do you have to be to try to get a social media influencer to use your products in their videos and give them no compensation whatsoever? You could at least give them free product and maybe a promotional code that gets them commission. There are probably small creators that would do that, but to send them the product and then ask them to return it, meaning they put their time and energy into something and get literally nothing for it, is absolutely insane. Especially considering you are asking someone to promote your product so that you have another chance to make money in the deal. And finally, we've got a Facebook post here. Please don't invite me to a barbecue if your soda's cheap. I don't drink Dr. Thunder. Well, now I've seen it all because I don't think I've ever gone to a barbecue or a family gathering where there's free food and had the audacity to complain about the free food. If you don't drink freaking Dr. Thunder, then bring your own drinks, but don't have the audacity to tell people not to invite you if they're going to buy the cheaper alternative to something for a large gathering, especially if you're not going to contribute anything to this. Well, I'm glad I stopped there because I'm afraid that I was going to catch the entitlement-itis myself if I kept reading any more of these stories. Let me know in the comments down below which one of these people you think was the most entitled. And if you've got a similar story, tell me about that as well.